I hate myself. I hate the way that I struggle to communicate the things that I want, need, feel, think. I hate my voice. I hate my looks. I hate a lot of things about myself. And I know that that's not an uncommon feeling. I know that that's not something that only I feel or something like that. No. I know it's a very serious thing that a lot of us feel. And recently I've struggled, of course, with this a lot more than normal. I've definitely struggled with my overall ability to communicate and ability to discuss my feelings. Oftentimes I'm a person who will shut down if anything's wrong, and I will oftentimes just disappear for days, weeks, months, however long it takes me to get through whatever kind of situation it is. And I know that that's a very unhealthy way of coping. I know that that is definitely not the way to process these things. The best way to process them is facing them head on, of course. And I know that from studying the topic. I know that you're supposed to go out there and face these fears, feelings, whatever it is. The best way to overcome something is by going at it head on. And as terrifying as that is, as bad as that sounds, it is truly the best way to do it. Now, here's the part where I could sit here and lie and say that I've learned to do the right thing and do it the right way and cope the right way. But I would be lying. I haven't learned to do it the right way yet. I've been improving at it, I've been doing it more. But have I actually started doing that more than I do the other thing, the bad thing? The avoiding it, going silent, going dark, avoiding everyone and everything around me? No, I have not. I still disappear for days at a time. It's no longer weeks, it's no longer months, but it is days at a time still. I will go pretty much dormant, not talk to anyone, not talk to the people who make me smile, make me laugh, and make my time worth being spent. No, instead I will disappear and I will dive into my phone, doom scroll TikTok for hours, making myself feel worse because I see people who look the way I want to look, or have the things I want to have, or are accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in bed rotting, scrolling through TikTok. A very unhealthy mentality, and all it does is it leads to a worsened state of that feeling, a worsened state of hating yourself, of depression, of this horrible self-perception that only continues to add up. So how do you overcome these issues? Well, the first step to it is acknowledging the existence of the issue. Avoiding is always going to exacerbate these issues and only lead to increased stress, anxiety, and depression about these topics. The best way to start is by acknowledging the existence of the problem. After you acknowledge the issue, the second step is going to be understanding why you feel this issue, where it comes from, and one of the best ways to do this is by seeking professional help. Talking to a person or a group outside of your normal support group is one of the best things to do because there's no bias on either end, and you're honestly most likely to be more open with that individual because you feel less fear of them knowing these secrets. It's the same reason why we are more open on the internet most times, because the people who are viewing it or listening to it most likely will never meet us in their life. And that gives a sense of security to a thing that would otherwise be overwhelming and terrifying to say to somebody. Now, the third step is to go ahead and start breaking it down. Make it gradual. You don't have to do everything at once. So from this point forward, start taking small steps into it. Speak out in bits, here and there, just mention parts, and start managing different aspects of the situation. And start embracing the fact that any step in the right direction is a big step. And even if it feels minuscule, even if people are saying that nothing's changed, or whatever the outside parties are saying, or whatever you're saying to yourself about it, just understand that every step is a major step. And of course, as great as it is to talk to a third party, to talk to a therapist, or to talk to a licensed professional, however you want me to put it, the best thing you can always do is by talking to somebody close to you, talking to a loved one, talking to a really trusted friend, a mentor, a teacher, a principal, whoever you trust with these kind of things, and whoever you feel can give you the right encouragement, insights, assistance, whatever the case is, whoever you feel that can provide that for you, seek them out. Don't be afraid to tell them, because if you feel that way about somebody and their ability to be able to protect you on this situation and be able to provide you with the right materials and the right support and the right encouragement and the right everything, then I guarantee that they're safe enough to tell. And to add on to this a little bit more, one of the reasons I got into psychology in the first place was because of these issues that I was having, and these feelings, and not understanding them, not understanding why I had them or how to combat them. And I think the why is also a very important conversation to have. And one of the main reasons why people tend to develop self-hatred is perfectionism. Perfectionism is an issue that can be brought on by either unrealistic expectations from parental figures or teachers or bosses, or just even friends for that matter. Genuinely anything or anyone in your life can lead to you developing perfectionism. Perfectionism in the simplest definition would be holding yourself to impossibly high standards or setting unattainable goals that can constantly lead to you blaming yourself because you fell short. And oftentimes this fuels a cycle of perceived failure and inadequacy and just an overall deeming your self-worth to be less than. Furthermore, you'll also hear reasons such as childhood trauma or childhood adversity, such as abusive or neglectful parenting, bullying, or just really any trauma that could occur during your childhood. And that's typically because the child mind is most susceptible to being molded, and these kind of behaviors or kind of experiences will often lead to a child's self-worth being diminished. And that perspective is often carried along through your adolescence, teen years, and early adulthood, and even all through adulthood, honestly. As well as that, there's certain mental health conditions that can always lead to feelings such as this. Depression and anxiety can cause worsened self-critical thinking, and that can damage your self-perception. And as well as that, personality disorders can lead to it, and just overall cognitive distortions such as body dysmorphia is a huge one that plays into this very much so. Mental filtering is a big part of body dysmorphia, and oftentimes too we start to perceive past events in different ways than they actually occurred. Sometimes this can be in better ways than they actually occurred to boost our self-esteem or to help our mental progress. And other times these can be perceived in worse ways than they occurred, and either one of those can honestly lead to self-hatred. And the last thing I wanted to mention is probably the biggest factor, the biggest catalyst of self-hatred, and it's social comparisons. In the history of human beings, we've constantly compared ourselves to one another, and we've constantly tried to better the other person, to do things that the other person can't, to show them that we are the better one. And that's just the reality of human nature. But the unfortunate part about the world we live in today is the heavy prevalence of social media. Social media such as Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, those are some of the biggest catalysts of this feeling because they constantly portray the lifestyle of individuals. And this is most commonly seen in famous people. We often view famous people as idols. We view famous people as better than us, as this higher tier. And it's most commonly seen in things that they have such as money, fame, houses, their partners. All of those things are things that we tend to want as human beings, and we tend to view ourselves as less than for not having what they have, or the quantity that they have, or the quality that they have, even though that is all perception based in itself. Another thing that is very heavy with social media and influenced by social media is looks. We tend to base what the ideal looks are off of famous people or just people who post these pictures on Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok videos or whatever it is. We tend to base our self-worth on if we look close enough to that individual that people are liking the video of or commenting a bunch on or reposting or whatever it is. We tend to base our worth on those things, and it just couldn't be further from the truth. The truth is, looks, money, fame, all of it is genuinely irrelevant if you can't look in the mirror and be happy for being alive, be happy for having the things you have, be happy for the way that you look. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, I hate myself. That is the reason I wrote this. That is the reason I made this video, wrote this script. That is the genuine reason. I hate myself, and I wish that I didn't. But if I can speak out about this, and maybe someone listens, maybe someone connects, maybe somebody starts changing their thought pattern even the most minuscule amount, then I am happy to have made even the slightest difference in somebody else's perception of themselves, because the truth is, all of us, everyone in this world, we are all beautiful in our own ways, as corny as you may think that sounds. We all have something that makes us unique, and that's what's so cool about human. We are all different, but at the same time, we are all alike, and we are all ourselves. And that is the best part about being alive and being human, is that nobody else is you. Nobody else ever will be. Nobody else is gonna be me. I'm never gonna be you who's listening. We are ourselves, and that in itself is just beautiful. And if this video helped you in any way, I'm really glad. Because even just recording it, sitting down, recording it, and writing the script, it helped me a lot. So I hope it did something for you as well. And if anyone I know is watching this, just know I'm alright. Just pushing through like always, and I'm sorry if I've ghosted or been a little cold or whatever lately. I'm trying to lock in, I'm trying to get back to it, but either way, thank you, and thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful or